Hey, Taurus, welcome back, or welcome me back. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you for being patient with me while I was on my vacation. I did miss 1 week. I think it was the week of July 5th through the 11th. I did a collective, so if you haven't watched that, it was called The Collective in the New Moon. I am recording this for the week of the 12th through the 18th on the 9th. This is the new moon today, guys. Lots of energies flying around there. So if you're emotional, you're up and down, you're very sensitive, or you're weepy, whatever that is happening with you guys, your feelings, you're trying to make decisions on your feelings and your emotions, that's the new moon, guys. And that's probably going to play into this reading a little bit. And then we're going to be talking about the 12th through the 18th for those energies. Only one announcement, and I just did Leo's, and I realized why Divine had me do it this morning. So if you are subscribed and you hit the bell, you have a notification that I did an upload this morning of a new video. It's called Decisions and Choices. Why we make them and where the roots are, or something to that effect. I don't remember a lot of things Divine tells me to do just because they're Divine driven. So there is a new video on that. If you're wondering why you're making the decisions and choices, sometimes they're poor decisions and choices. This is why. And it also helps you get through those. And if you watch it and you want more information, or if you would love to give me feedback, I would love feedback on my videos. Especially for spiritual awakening and growing. Please comment on the video. If you watch it, tell me maybe you want more. Maybe there's something that you would like to see more of. But this Decisions and Choices, Leo's reading this morning, wow, it opened my eyes to why Divine had me do it. So maybe that's also for you. So let's see what's going on with your reading. For those of you that are brand new, my name is Patty. Thank you for checking into my channel. And I hope you enjoy it enough to subscribe and hit the bell. I do live weeklies readings. And I also do other readings that come up. I'll do a collective, full moon, new moon, that kind of a thing. I did the collective and new moon together this time because of my vacation and coming back so late and having some issues when I came back. I had to take care of those right away. So I apologize for not getting a new moon reading out there, but it is in there. It is in there as much as I could. So let's get started. Taurus, sorry, I know this looks funny probably from the video, but I have a hair that's been tickling me while I've been doing my readings. So let's get started. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll tell you why I said wow here in a second. But what I do here for the new people is that I pull 3 oracles, which are sort of like a theme. And this theme is, the first card is the Divine's card. A lot of people say past, present, future. I do Divine because that's where our energy source comes. That's where we get our drive, we get our guidance, we get our answers, we get all that kind of stuff from. We get them from God. If you don't believe in God, then you're probably on the wrong channel. But the thing is, and it's divine. In the universe and that kind of a thing is divine. Divine is energy. All right. So the first card is Divine. Second card is the current energy for this week of the 12th through the 18th. A message that you're supposed to have. And then also the third card is very interesting because this is the universe energy. And usually the third card, the future energy, is almost the same as what Divine is trying to say. So Divine is the card for today for Divine is Risk. It is also the number 4. And the reason why I said wow, it was Leo's current energy card. So if you have any Leo in you, this is going on with you as well. So the Risk is the number 4. It is about stability. It's about safety. It's about calmness. It's about somebody's at my door. Hang on a sec. I'm by myself, so. It is about risk. It is about taking a risk. So a lot of the times when we take a risk, what we want to do is make sure that It is a risk of the divine and not of our adversary. Our adversary is basically always going to be listening to our request to the divine, and the request that we ask the divine. The adversary is going to put in a decoy to make it look like it's the divine, but it is not. So, for example, if you say, well, I'm looking for, divine, I'm really tired. I want to have somebody who is with me and wants to have a relationship and long term and handsome and blah, 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 blah. And then the adversary is listening as well. So when they're listening, they're like, oh, I'm going to send a wolf in sheep's clothing. I just said this to the Leos. Wolf in sheep's clothing. And so that person is going to think that you're going to think that, oh, this is a good thing, when divine didn't send it at all. It's a decoy. And that decoy, you really got to know yourself in taking risks and knowing what is a divine risk and what is an earthly risk. So we're going to talk about that more. But the other thing too, your current energy card, which is the current energy of, let's see, 8, which is 2. So it's protection. Again, he's trying to protect you from the adversary. He's trying to protect you from your poor choices and decisions, because a lot of the times we make our poor choices and decisions based on several factors. And that's probably why he had me do this video of the choices and decisions. And the choices and decisions have to be based on a couple of different elements. But if we're not spiritual, then our choices and decisions are from our earthly head, and that's where we get into trouble. So if something doesn't work out the way that you want it to in this week, it's just a protection thing. So if a person, maybe begins to ghost you or something like that, it's a protection thing. So it just not think of it in a negative aspect, think of it in a positive aspect, and thank the divine for, hey, thank you, because that person, you don't know what that person's like, but he does. So, it might be protecting you from some abuse. It might be protecting you from, whatever it is. You just want to be careful in thinking that everything is in a negative, because it's not. It's actually more in a positive. It's your mindset on how you look at it. All right. So that's your current energy. It's about protecting things, protecting you. We'll find out more. We'll get more clarity on that. But it's about protection. And because it's the number 2, it's to bring things together. So we're looking at stability. We're looking at together. We're looking at base. We're looking at calmness. We're looking at more peace, that kind of a thing. So these two are working together to bring it together. And the number 9 here with the Earth Fairy is definitely an intensity to really pay attention to bring these things, to manifest them forward. Physical health, grounding, foundations. Again, foundings and grounding is our past, it's our roots, how it was, how we were trained, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it, from whoever raised us up. And the thing is that when we do that, we want to make sure that it is a solid, healthy, positive foundation. Okay. So this is where we sometimes get in fear to take a risk, or we are jump in with both 2 feet and have a leap of faith per se. So thank you for that, divine. So leap of faith. Okay. Keep that in the back of your mind for a minute, because apparently that's important, of taking leap of faith. And that's what protection is about. All right. So let's get started. Those that have been around a block or 2 with me, they know that I was going to try to do some readings in Disney World or Universal. And I forgot my cards. Can you believe that? I forgot my cards. They were sitting here ready to be packed in my suitcase. I was so exhausted. I forgot my cards. So at the very end of Disney World, my daughter came and saw that Disney World does not do psychic kind of stuff. They don't get into that kind of realm. That is just not the way Walt was. And Disney World is a lot of different. There's 4 different properties and all that kind of stuff on there. But at the about 3 days before we were getting ready to leave, and I had been looking for tarot cards everywhere. I thought, oh, maybe some, and especially in Universal Studio in Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I thought, oh, somebody's got to have tarot decks here. No. So, Walt Disney World, my daughter's like, oh, Mom, look at that signboard. It says psychic readings. And I'm like, That's just a facade, right? Just a facade. So I'm like, oh, but then I start smelling incense and I'm like, oh, she goes, Mom, there's crystals and all kinds of stuff over there. I'm like, are you kidding? In Disney World? And they were doing henna paintings and on the hands and things. And then it said psychic readings. And I was like, oh, and there's a girl back there doing tarot cards. I was like, oh, maybe she's got a couple tarot decks for sale. So I did. I went and asked her how long she'd been reading tarot, because she was reading tarot in one of the booths. I was like, wow, this is weird. Disney doesn't normally do this. But anyway, she had a couple tarot decks. So I said, can I get the energies off of them, see if I want to buy them? And there was 2 of them that I did. Now, one I got immediate energies from and really like it, which will be used here in a minute. And the other one, it's here. It's just sitting here, and I'm letting it chill, because the energies are good, but I've got to read the deck. I've got to study the deck a little bit more before I use it. So it's good energies. I bought it, but they're big cards and my hands are little, so it's really hard for me to do that. So that's why I didn't. I had 3 days left, but it rained so much there in Florida while we were there that I would have had to do them on my hotel bed, and I just wasn't. And I was exhausted, really exhausted. I thought, no. My daughter's like, Mom, you need a break. You need a break. Just take a break. So I didn't get to do them, so I apologize. 3, 4, 5, 6, because I'd hoped to do them. But I had the decks and I had to play with them while I was there, because I have to have decks in my hand. All right, so let's get going with this reading here, guys. Wonderful. Somebody's got a major decision to make, though. And this is where the risk factor comes in. So your first card out is the 3 of Cups. Now, the 3 of Cups is a wonderful, beautiful card. Okay. And that card is telling you about celebration, something coming that is of celebration. Now, this could be a past celebration that just recently happened, or this could be happening or going to be happening, but it definitely does have a union of 2 people. Now, this 2 people could be just friends, or maybe they've been friends before, lost contact, and are now. But and I don't like to use the soulmates or twin flames. I don't like to use that too much, but they really, really connect together really, really well. I'm not going to say they want to get married or anything, but these 2 people connect really, really well. But I think one connects a little bit more than the other, if you know what I mean, because there's a decision to be made. All right, there's a decision to be made. Okay, and this is where the risk is happening. So somebody's trying to make a decision. Now, this is just one energy that's coming through. I'm waiting for Divine to bring anybody else through that he wants to. However, this is about a decision that needs to be made. And this decision is something that is going to have a risk to it. As I was telling the Leos, sometimes it's looks too good to be true. Wolves there's no devil card here, though. In theirs, there was a devil card and the Tower card back to back. But the thing is, with this risk, it is going to take some thinking. It's going to make sure that you have your healthy boundaries. You have healthy things going on. You have a healthy thought process to keep yourself protected in this, to make sure that what you're doing and making a decision for yourself is not only absolute truth, but it is absolute truth to you. Not what everybody else wants, not what everybody else is saying, not what everybody else is doing or telling you should do, or you guys look together, you should get married. Those kind of things. You just don't want that. But this is the number 2. We got 2 2s back to back. So we can make that a 4, or we can keep that as 2. So that would be a 4, which would be, again, more stability. It is taking a risk. But if it's of good, it is the divine. Now, this is where you have to be really, really mindful in your intuition. Because if everybody's telling you, yeah, you should, but inside you're saying, I don't know. There's no hurry. There is no time. It will continue to move forward. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Ace of Wands and we have the Chariot together. Okay, you can read them apart or you can read them together. So the Ace of Wands is a communication coming together, but it is also moving forward, a forward energy. The Chariots are definitely moving. When you look at the Chariot, though, you have to realize it is the number 7, which is about potential. It could go, or it could go this way. So it is your mind process in which way you want it to go. You can manifest it. If you want love, you must be love. you know, that kind of a thing. You can manifest it, or you can say, if you want love, well, I just, you know, it looks too good to be true. You can be a negative nanny kind of a thing, I guess, and sort of always have that doubt, always have that fear, because there is the death card there. There is a time where you're going to have to really sort of eliminate and put those negative thought pattern or the doubts. Don't the devil is doubts. Okay, the low vibrations, low energies, that's all doubts. So you're going to want to turn that around and take those doubts and put them away. You know, bury them, because this is where you take the risk. And this not only when you take that risk, this is for your better. This gives you protection. This gives you everything else that's going on. So this is also a very big risk for you. So take your time. Take your time in this, because here's your challenge card. Taurus, somebody out there, and it could be several of you out there, like to definitely keep it unstable because you look at more of the negative rather than the positive. You look at more of the enlightenment than the darkness. So you look at the dark rather than the light, pretty much. So you've got these beautiful 2 cups sitting around in the back that you're just completely ignoring, and you're paying attention to that spilt milk in front of you rather than saying, well, the spilt milk's gone, I can't drink it anymore, but I got 2 cups back here, I still could drink. So this is the thing. This is your challenge card, to turn and transform your thinking process to more of a positive. Now, when you do that and you bring it to the higher vibrations, then you definitely will be protecting yourself, because you'll be more aware. You'll have more clarity. You'll be more awakened, and you will have better grounding, and you will have better foundation. How do you do this? You go to divine. Then you ask the divine. And that's when you really begin to build your skills in your intuition. Your intuition is your telephone to divine. Your intuition is everything towards divine. All right. So you have to really, really look at that. Definitely in more of a higher vibrational, a lighter feeling, a lighter way of thinking, and just say, you know what? I'm going to put doubt to bed. I'm going to kill doubt. I'm not going to doubt it anymore. I'm going to think about things. I'm going to ask divine. I'm going to meditate or pray over this, and definitely then I'll make my choice. And until then, they're going to have to sit and wait, whoever this is. Okay. And it could be not even a person. This could be a coworker. This could be somebody that you just know, giving you an offer, because there is an offering of some type. I don't know what that is for you. And you're sort of torn on it. Take your time. There's no hurry. It's still going to move forward, but there's no hurry. Because if it's your opportunity, if it's the divine coming to you, sometimes it can be scary. If this is an opportunity, sometimes divine moves so freaking fast that your head spins. It's like, oh my gosh, things are moving too fast. It's because you finally have that spiritual awakening to allow the divine and the supernatural realm to run your life rather than you control it. And then when the spirit can run your life, the Holy Spirit run your life, then you're going to find things that are going to move just really, really quick. Like when I had my business, when I finally surrendered and I said, okay, I don't want to do this business, but if you want me to do this business, I'll do it. But you're going to have to help, and you're going to need to do, and boom, 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 boom. He did everything that needed to be done. And I was like, my head was spinning. I owned a company in less than 6 months. My head was spinning once I surrendered it all to him. I know it sounds really weird. What do you mean by surrender? It's just lose control of your life. Let him take control and watch abundance flow. Amazing. Amazing. And not only abundance with maybe things on this earth, but it's peace and calmness. You don't get stressed out about the little stuff anymore. And big things, aren't that big things. The big roller coaster's gone. You got a little roller coaster, like a kid coaster. It's piece of cake. Okay, so let me see what I want to get clarity on here. I would like to get clarity, divine, on this risk. I would like to get clarity on what, if there's anything specific I can share with them on that, what it would be. If I could get that, please. And again, I apologize for the interruption earlier. We have our neighbors move out, so the landlord's been actually cleaning. They were very, and screamers. Oh, you have no idea how much peace I am at. They are gone. Oh my God, Lord Jesus, thank you for everything in that. I appreciate it. So I apologize for that interruption in the beginning. So this is the deck that I got in Disney World. And good energies. I still am learning this deck, so be patient with me. This is a tarot deck, but it is a little bit different. So, and you know what? My hands are so tiny. They make these cards so big sometimes that, you know, it makes me look like a beginner. All right. So we're talking about risk, Divine. Talking about risk. Wow. Okay, so this risk is telling you to actually reach out and have faith, a leap of faith in the unknown, because we have the High Priestess here. And again, the High Priestess is the number 2. Number 2 is about bringing things together. When we talk about numerology, I talk about really listening to numbers when they come in 3s, 4s, 5s, things like that. We have the number 2 3 times here. So this is a really taking the time, whatever you feel is a risk, take the time to make a decision on this, because it is going to bring something together. Or what's going to happen when you make your decision, be sure that it's something that you want to let go, because if you let it go, it's not coming back. So you really got to be decide, because this is like a one-time opportunity, I feel like, because we have the number 1 again, the we've got the Ace of Wands again. This is a confirmation that this is an offering that is coming to you, and it may not come back around. Okay, and the Knight of Swords. It's going to come fast. Whatever this is, if it hasn't come already, it's going to come fast. But the great thing is, it's about the good. Now, here's the challenge, though. You keep thinking in doubt and in low vibrational energies. You got to remove that, and then you can have this. Okay? So that is definitely that. All right. All right. Let me see. I'm going to do... I'd like on this death card, I'd like to know if there's something in specific that Tauruses need to put to rest. I don't know what that is, and I've reversed those, and that's a big no-no. So I'd like to see with this death card, definitely, what it is that he wants you to put to rest. Or is this a risk, or what is this? It's just some clarity on this death card, please. Okay, so the death card is giving us the 4 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands again, and the King of Cups. Or no, that not again. That was thinking of the Leos. So 4 of Pentacles, we're holding on to something that we need to really say bye-bye to. This is where your challenge card is, because these two were together. So what it is you're holding on to something that has negative energy that needs to go, whether toxic energy, negative energy, something of that. And it's really hard for you to let go of that because you're comfortable with it. And when you're comfortable with something, we don't want to let it go, because then we have to try something new or do something new, or maybe change a habit or transform to who we actually really are. So this is going to be something that you definitely need to let go of. The 6 of Wands, again, we're talking about fighting with ourselves. We're talking about really asking ourselves, what do we really, really want? Okay, because if we don't be ourselves, we cannot protect ourselves from really what we are spiritually fighting against. Because this, again, is about our protection. Does that make sense? If not, what I'm trying to say is, okay, I can fake it until I make it. And so somebody's going to basically think, okay, that, you know, Patty's this type of person, like I used to be. I mean, I used to be very spiritual, but I didn't let them know about my abilities, right? So they didn't say, they would go on, oh, she's spiritual, but no, I actually know what you're going to say or think or whatever because I'm very intuitive, but I wouldn't share that. So I wasn't really being fully me. Okay, so somebody can't go off of that, because the King of Cups is all about our hearts, our desires, what we want for ourselves. Okay, and the King of Cups is all about allowing that to happen, bringing that forth. So again, the Death card, the only way that you're going to be able to have this beautiful union and unity and this offering is to take that risk and let whatever this is go. The divine saying, let me take control. Surrender it to me. Let go of the past. Let go of what you're trying to hold on to so hard. What I hear in life coach and life coaching is a lot of people hold on to pasts that are dead and gone, relationships that are dead and gone. You are in love with what was. And if you were to have that back, it's not the same because that person grows and evolves, you grow and evolve, and it's not the same. So you're never going to have that back the same. So if you're whining or waning over something that is of the past, if you got it back, it's never going to be the same anyway. And the divine doesn't want you to have it because he's wanting you to grow. Okay, so you have to take the risk of letting that go to make that grow. All right. All right, so let's do some, I didn't see a whole bunch of love. I see a celebration here, but this unity doesn't mean it's love. This unity means it's a coming together of like minds, of like hearts, like values, like morals, that kind of a thing. It could be love, because your first card is a celebration, but it's also a celebration acknowledging that these two people, there's a decision to be made, whether you want to bring them back in your life or not. So it's sort of like hypothetically, say somebody started dating somebody and, they really started to really fall in love or like that person. And then boom, out of the past comes another person that you really had a heart for. That is the devil. That is the vibrations. Or is it the divine? Is the divine saying, okay, you didn't wait, but a lot of the times it is the low vibrations because that's the deception. That's, not getting what you really are supposed to have. Let's get in the way and let them go back together. Let them be back together and see it. And it's really a distraction, and it also can be a disruption, and it also can ruin your chance and your opportunity at what you really, really want and really love and really care for. All right. Let's do love. And so if you're in dating, if you're single, you want to date, if you're married, whatever it is, this is, because there isn't usually love in a reading. This divine usually has a message again for somebody. His card today is risk. And it has nothing to do with, well, it might have something to do with love, step out in faith. But, a lot of the times this is about, we've got the Ace of Wands twice. And that means don't be afraid to ask. Thank you. He's saying, don't be afraid to ask. Opportunity comes when you ask. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Opportunity comes when you ask. If you don't ask, you won't know. Okay. So definitely the risk is definitely you have to step out on faith. The Lady of the Gift. So she's again the number 2. We've got the number 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3. I thought there was another number 2. Nope. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 3s. A lot of new opportunities. This is the number 2. Generosity, receiving, and withholding. Again, we're on the new moon. This is about abundance coming to you. This is about the astrology part. This is about grounding. This is your future energy here with the universe. This is about grounding in your foundation. And again, generosity. This is something of your mind. That's your mindset. You can either be generous and selfless or selfish. The divine is talking about generosity and being selfless in a relationship. And this is when you learn how to fall in love, is when you are selfless. When you're selfless, you're thinking of that other person's joy first. And that when that happens and that other person brings you joy, that brings abundance in love. Okay? Definitely love. So it's about receiving and your generosity. So when you give love and joy to somebody else, in their way of their love language, and they give it back to you. Sometimes it's hard to receive it. For many women, it's hard to receive that without thinking that there is something more to this. Oh, he just wants me in the bed. Just wants to have sex. He just wants to have this. He just wants to have that. Or same with men, oh, she just wants my money. She just wants, what I have to offer her, that kind of a thing, material wise. Oh, she just wants me to buy her a big wedding ring, or, that kind of a thing. Our mind goes to this negative challenge again. So you really have to realize that receiving without any, what do you call it? I used to say this all the time about my mom, because there was always condition. There was always a condition when she gave, and it was like, okay, what's the catch? So being able to receive with not having that negative energy is a learned thing. So you can do this. You can receive and just say thank you. And oh, wow, that was really, really nice. Okay. So, and hold your vision. So if you're dating, get into those 3 first dates, interview your brains out. And I'm not just saying go in there with a list, just casually, just in your normalcy, just, have conversations and get the information. Oh, so do you like to travel? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like to travel too. Oh, where have you traveled to? And then you bring up the next thing. So, and also their integrity, their the character and their morals and that kind of a thing. So hold your vision. Don't compromise your vision, especially in a new relationship, because whatever is happening in the beginning is setting it up for what's going to happen in the future. So hold your vision, hold your standards, hold your integrity, hold your character, hold everything in that, while you actually withhold some of your information so you don't teach somebody how to treat you fake wise. Okay, so let me tell you sort of like this. So if you're on a dating website or something and you want to post a profile, you don't tell them everything. You wouldn't tell them, oh, I like flowers, I like to travel, I like, outdoors, I like, to go swimming, I like, I like to be treated like a lady, I like to blah 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 blah. You don't tell them everything. You tell them minimal, because as soon as the next, and this is guys and girls too, is if you teach them everything in the beginning, they're going to say, oh, I do all this stuff. Even if they don't, they're going to say, I do it because they're trying to catch you and bring you in. Okay. That's the risk you take when you tell too much. So that's why it's saying withholding is good until the right time. So this is even in marriage, this is in courting and dating and the different levels of love. This is the things that you withhold. Big things you don't withhold. Oh, hey, I've had cancer. Oh, hey, I've had a STD that has never gone away. Oh, those things you don't hold. That, and you don't do those until usually, you know that you're going to go somewhere with that. But hold to your visions, because that's the number one thing. And your spiritual vision, hold on to that, because that is huge. You're going to love your spiritual side even twice as much. I've gotten to know my spirit so well. And, one time when I first touched my spirit, and have you ever talked to your spirit? Because I was like, wow, I've never really tried that. And when I did, I was like, wow, how do you feel? How does my spirit really feel? And my spirit was crying, and it was very sad. And I was like, but I'm not sad. So why are you sad? Because I wasn't walking in absolute truth. And then when I got on the right path of absolute truth, then I could feel that spirit lighten and feel joy and calm and happiness inside. So you can literally feel your spirit. It's amazing. It's amazing. So anyway, you guys, this is your reading for today, for the 12th through the 18th. Now, just as a reminder, there is the new video I uploaded this morning. Again, it's the new moon today. Be kind to yourself. There's a lot of sensitivity, a lot of emotions flying around. Don't make major decisions today. Wait until the 12th or 13th when these sort of subside a little bit, because you want a clear head if you're making a big decision. Okay, you want a clear head. You want to make sure that you're not passing up an opportunity that really may not come around again. Okay, things are going to move forward, but it is, again, about you letting go. Where did that card go? You got to let go, and you got to transform your positive to a positive mindset. If you need help with that, I'm a coach. So, email me, and I can help you with that. And I can I can gear you towards free videos to help you start with that process. All right. But there is a new video uploaded of decisions and choices. Again, that's what you're trying to do. Divine, I guess, is really right on putting that out there today. And you can get that through subscribing and just hit the notification. You'll be notified when any live video is on. I'm on weekly along with more videos coming up. So subscribe, hit the bell, and watch that. And I would appreciate any comments on the video. If you think there should be more, if you would like to know something more or whatever, and I will definitely touch base with you personally. I don't do some things online because some people have questions and that should not be even aired. And I do email, I do FaceTimes, I do Skypes and everything. So, and if you want coaching, please just go to the divinewarriorintuitive.com and look at that, or just email me your question and what you're trying to do, because I do have clients, and it really, really does hopefully help them in their walk. So please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe the videos. It helps us YouTube creators a lot. And I hope you have an awesome week. And it's so good to be back and seeing you guys again. Thank you for all the warm, warm wishes home. I appreciate that really, really well. There was a lot of challenges on this trip, but it was a very big blessing. So I appreciate all your time and coming back. All right. So this is the 12th through the 18th, and you guys have a good week. And I will see you next week live because I am back from vacation. Take care, guys.